You're on the rowing machine and you're about to row a 1,000 meters, a 1 kilometer rowing race. Okay, so how does this go? You're into your first 100 meter, and at this point, you're feeling like you could haul in a bull. You are so full of adrenaline. So you're going really fast, but according to plan. Now, I have to say, this is not your first race, so more like your 10th. So you know what you're doing, but this is still going to be uncharted territory. You're going to go for the fastest time you've ever done before, or you're hoping to anyway. Approaching the 500 meter mark. At this point, your lungs are like sandpaper. Your legs, your hips, let's call it, let's not say bum. Can we say bum, Josh? Yeah, you said it twice. Okay. But they are burning and failing. So at the halfway point, you're already thinking about failing. Can you envision that? That moment? So what gets you beyond that moment? How do you finish your race? Well, look, I could talk to you guys about this particular subject for way longer than, 15 minutes, Josh? So I've got to move on. Let's get to it. So you might not be a rower. It's something I do a lot. I do high rocks races. I'll do a lot of things. But maybe you don't, right? It might not be one of your goals. What is your arena? It could be a family life. It could be your office or work environment of any kind. But that is your arena. It could be something that's one of your goals. Maybe yours is not a fitness goal, right? Or maybe it is. It should be. I don't know. But this is your arena. So what are your stresses? Projects. Managing family life. I've got a family. I've got 2 kids. One of them's here. Hey, Jack. Hi. Got a new dog. That's a stressful situation. I've only had a dog for 2 weeks, ever in my life. Anyway, figuring that out. So this is our arena. Maybe not the rowing race. So let's talk about strength and how it incorporates in this. I'm going to talk to you guys about the athlete's code. So we're going to crack the athlete's code. And I've kind of built it with 3 pillars. The physical, I call it the physical engine. The mental game, the all-important mental game. And the emotional. So maybe most would confuse the emotional with the mental. But I'm going to separate that today and explain what the difference is and how it's really important, crucial in fact, to make sure that you are emotionally sound or emotionally agile. That's crazy important. I often get asked, like, how do you do this and how do you do that and how do you not panic? I do panic. But there's ways of managing that panic. And we'll talk about that as well. So this is me in my recent high rocks race I did, and that's Sam's legs. And Sam, I didn't cut your head off on purpose. I did it because there was a logo I didn't want in there, so I'm really sorry about that. I'll probably get in trouble for that a bit later, but anyway, for now, maybe she'll forget about it, right? Let's carry on. So honing the physical engine. I've got a question for you guys. Now, how do you strengthen your physical? Sounds like an obvious thing. So how do you strengthen your physical? Give me an answer, anybody. Training, right? Okay, basic training. Is that enough? It's not enough. Okay, stay on the physical, okay? I'm not going anywhere else for now. So it's not enough. What do you need to do? How frequently do you need to train to kind of get to your goal? Consistent. Yeah, perfect. Consistency. That's important. Now I'm going to move on because I can get stuck here for quite a while. But how do we build a disciplined mind which gets you to consistency? Because it's easy to say, I know this, you know this. Easy to say, I'm going to be consistent. You know what? I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to talk about something completely different. So I don't speak German. I don't know if anyone speaks German here. Yeah, amazing. You can teach me some German. But I don't speak it, so I can say, okay, I'm going to do Duolingo 3 times a week on these days, and that's that, and I'm going to do that. Does that make me disciplined? I haven't done it yet, so no. So life's going to happen, the dog's going to happen, everything's going to happen. And I'm going to get sidetracked, maybe. Maybe I won't, maybe I'm already disciplined. But how do I build a disciplined mind? Well, it's already been said, consistency. But then how do we become consistent? I'll tell you how. So, what if, I wanted to learn German. Why did I want to do it? Because I would just want to speak German. Or, what if I was speaking at SOHO Talks, thanks to Josh, in German, in 3 months from now, and I can't speak a word? There's some incentive. So suddenly, I really want to do this. It's not just like, you know what, things happen. Yeah, I've tried German once. No, I have to talk it like for 15 minutes. How am I going to do that? Suddenly, I'm a little bit more inspired to be maybe more consistent with this and go, you know what, I've missed it because, I don't know, something happened, the kids have football or whatever. So I need to fit it in somehow. I need to wake up early, I need to do this, whatever. So building consistency is going to be one of my keys, let's call it, to kind of achieving my task, right? That's extremely important, is consistency. Thanks for mentioning that. So I've got an actionable tip. Just to move forward so quickly, I feel like 15 minutes is nothing, but I'll do my best with it. Start something this week. So that's something I'm going to give you guys like a little opportunity to make something of this week. I know it's Thursday already, and I mean this week. I mean Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, obviously, I'm into fitness, so you might have guessed I'm into sport. So I could say something like, I don't know, start a new fitness regime. Try a home workout. And if you don't have access to a gym, find something on YouTube. Find the workout that suits you and what you're looking for, and do it. Do it twice. Separate days. You don't have to do it on the same day. You can if you want to. But that's your actionable tip, is to get something going. I mean, it could be something like go for a 20-minute walk with your dog after dinner, because it helps digestion. So you've got something you're doing it for. So your tip this week is to make something new happen, something you've been putting off. So that just goes into maybe, hopefully, building up your physical. Now we're going to talk about mastering the mental game, the all-important mental game. Now, can you mention any athlete in the world who you think has got a strong mental game? Anyone? Usain Bolt. Cristiano Ronaldo. Like it, Jack. We rehearsed this bit, okay? So who did I hear? Usain Bolt. Who else did I hear?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Yes, definitely. Yeah, hugely. So, you know what I love about these athletes? You could take them outside their sport. So let's use Ronaldo, right? Example. You could take him out his sport. I'm not talking about like a sprint. I mean, obviously he trains that. But you could put him into like a cold water ice bath challenge, and he's going to do better than the majority of the world, isn't he? That's what the disciplined mind does, but also his mental game. Now, how do you master the mental game? How do we get anywhere near that level? We're talking about like the Michael Jordan level, the Usain Bolt level, the Ronaldo level. Let's talk about that for a bit. I call it the mental toolkit. And this is another actionable tip for you guys. So the mental toolkit, I'm going to give you 3 of mine. And that's going to be to envision succeeding at your task. So visualize it. Not just once, over and over again, because it builds a blueprint. It builds a mental blueprint, and it makes it suddenly quite attainable. Something you can actually, I can do this. The amount of times that's helped me, I couldn't count, I couldn't tell you. But it's definitely first in my mental toolkit. Your second one is going to be focus on the experience, going through it, and not just the end game. So let's talk about my rowing race again. I'm back on my rowing machine. You are back on the rowing machine, in fact. It's you rowing. So what are you thinking about in your mental toolkit? You're thinking about the strategy that you put together for this. That's going to hold everything in place. Without that, you could easily overblow it. And then your physical strength becomes nothing. It's going to crumble. Because, well, your mental game did. So strategically planning your endeavor, your race, your whatever it is is an important part. So it's part of my toolkit. And the last one is breaking it up into little segments. Now, I have some guys in here who experience this because obviously they train with me. So this is something we do frequently. And has anyone done back squats before, or squats? Barbell squats in this room, right? Would you say it's a hard exercise? Probably, right? I would say it's probably amongst the hardest exercises you can do in the gym, right, Jack? Yeah. I make you do it often, right? Really frequently. Anyway, so we do this program maybe once a year or so, which is a 20-rep back squat program. And the point of it isn't just the physical engine, but it's also the mental part. And the mental part is, how do you get that 20 reps done with a weight that you previously perceived as impossible to do that with? Now, the idea is to start at a weight that's very, very close to your limit for about your 12 rep and somehow get 20. So I'll leave the barbell on their backs until 20 is done. They could be shaking, they could be sweating, they could be doing anything. 20 gets done. How do we do it? Break it up, fives. Fives are less daunting. So I'm going to go for my first 5, my second 5, my third. I'm on my last 5. Okay, I made it sound easy. It's anything but my third part of the mental toolkit is break it up into little segments that you perceive as a little bit more easily, or you can think about a bit more comfortably and think, okay, I can do that, then I can do that, then I can do that. So the mental toolkit. Now we have the last part, the last pillar. So we have the physical engine, the mental game, let's call it, and emotional agility. Now, let me give you a scenario. You're just about to start your rowing race. You are rowing, remember, not me. And you're starting to feel the nerves, right? You've got a PR to beat. You do really well, so people around you are expecting you to do really well again. So there's a lot of expectation this time. And you're starting to feel it. So an hour before, the nerves start coming in. Starting to feel a bit like, a bit hazy. Okay. So about 10 minutes before, panic. What happens to your strategy? I can't even think about what I'm about to do. 1 minute before, you pick up the handle. You're ready to go. Where are you? That's when we need to have some kind of strategy in place for the emotional part of your race. Because without that, your mental is gone. Your physical will go with it. So suddenly, you might fail. How do we manage that? Does anyone have any way that you kind of like manage your emotions at crucial moments, such as a speech or a race or anything like that?
Box breathing.
That's amazing. Box breathing. I love that. So, funny enough, I wrote breathwork. Breathwork. And I was going to mention box breathing. So thank you. Very smart. Josh did warn me about you guys. You did, didn't you? So my actionable tip for today, for the emotional part, is breathwork. Try it. How'd you do it? So this is what I do. I'll set a 2-minute timer on my phone, and I'll just close my eyes. I'll sit down or I'll lie down. Prefer lying down on grass, even better. Amazing. If you can get some, if you get access to some, do it there. Close your eyes. Box breathing. Are you 4 seconds? Do you try box breathing? Yeah.
Yes. So I breathe to 4. I hold 4
4?
seconds.
Thank you.
Then I release for seconds, and then I stay there for seconds, and I repeat it for
Perfect.
seconds.
Perfect.
We
So
don't have that much time. Not at least 4. At least 1 circle.
you do at least one. Okay, I love it. So box breathing. It's a 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold. So I do that with my eyes closed for 2 minutes. And I promise you, you're going to wake up or open your eyes and you're going to feel like you had a nap. You're going to feel refreshed, reset, and a little bit less anxious, right? A little bit less scared. If you don't have time for 2 minutes, 3 deep breaths is going to do the same work, or very similar. Has anyone seen any kind of like sports stars or athletes do this?
Yeah.
A lot, right? Before a penalty, yeah?
Before the free kick.
Let's say Ronaldo in a penalty situation in the World Cup for Portugal, right? So, yeah, everything. Can you imagine that pressure? he's got to score that goal, not just for himself, for the whole of Portugal. Right? That's quite a big deal. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that kind of pressure? That's emotional. That's what we call emotional agility. And breath work is your actionable tip. So what you want to do this week, I know it's a 4-day week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekend included. Find some time for a 2-minute, just close your eyes, box breathing, or just deep breathing. Some people panic in the box breathing, fair enough. Just do a long inhale, a long exhale. Or try the box breathing, that's my favorite as well. So that is your actionable tip for your emotional agility. And those are my 3 pillars for strength. So what are your tasks this week? Try something new, start something, whether it's fitness or project or anything. Family, hang out with your family more, but do it twice at least. Your second one, your mental toolkit. The mental toolkit we spoke about was visualize succeeding. That's number 1. Number 2 was go through your strategy. And number 3, anyone remember number 3?
Break it down.
Break it down. Good job. Break it down to small little pieces. I'm talking about those big tasks, okay? Actionable tip for the emotional agility, breath work. Try it. Guys, thank you very much. I'm out of time. Thank you, Josh.